So what makes a conscious relationship? And what are you looking for in your relationships? Now, these are very good questions because relationships are a very powerful human experience. They bring out the best in us. They also bring out the worst in us. And if we're not careful, in our relationships, we can very easily allow our unconscious tendencies to take over and just take us on a roller coaster ride. But we also have the opportunity to use our relationships to enhance our awareness, not only about the world around us, but most importantly about ourselves. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 key principles to creating a truly conscious relationship for yourself. All right? So first of all, number 1, what is your purpose for being in a relationship? Why is it that you want one? Now, this sounds very simple and basic, but this is something that most of us are totally missing. See, often we get into relationships unconsciously. Instead of really being clear about Mr. or Mrs. Right, we just kind of take Mr. or Mrs. Right now. And we do it because maybe we want to fill some sort of void. Maybe we're feeling lonely, or we have some other lacking feeling, or we're doing it out of lust. You know, we want something, we want more action and excitement, but we're not totally clear on exactly why we're getting into a relationship. And then all of a sudden, before we know it, we're kind of stuck in a relationship that we're not totally satisfied in. Now, I'm sure you can relate to this scenario. Just imagine being in a long-term relationship, even moving in together. And instead of really being connected, being in a relationship, really what you're doing is you're being glorified roommates. And so you're just going through the daily motions of life, going to work, coming back, doing your thing. But there's no aliveness. There's no connection. And you just walk through these motions year after year, sometimes decade after decade. And this is a really good way to just waste a life, just going through the motions. So when you have a clear purpose, this gives you the opportunity to be conscious, moment by moment, day by day, and fostering this connection with your partner, being engaged, being together, and growing the love. So this is something that is super important and is really imperative before you even get into a relationship to know what it is that you're looking for, why you're in it. Now, number 2, this kind of plays off of the first one here, is now knowing the qualities that you're looking for in your perfect partner. And the reason why this is so important is if you know what it is that you're looking for, you have a greater chance of manifesting it. If you're not clear on what it is and the qualities that you're looking for in a partner, you just kind of manifest something random, right? And I'm sure you found yourself in a relationship that really wasn't a very good relationship, probably ended up in a bad breakup. And then in hindsight, you look back and you realize, my gosh, we didn't have anything in common. We were totally wrong for each other. We had different goals. Why were we even in a relationship? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to find a partner that has all the exact likes and preferences, does everything the exact same way that you do. But when you're clear about what it is that you're looking for, one of the things that this does is it helps you become clear about yourself and what you bring to a relationship in yourself. And knowing more about you and knowing more about your partner. See, now you're open to who your partner really is. You're not overlaying on your partner a bunch of stories about how you think they should be. You can allow them to be who they are. Give them the space to be themselves. And at the same time, give yourself the space to be yourself. And in your awareness of what it is that you're looking for, who your partner is, who you are, then you know where your connection is, where that relationship lies at mutuality. And you can grow that into greater and greater love. And again, this is just plain awareness and consciousness. Now, number 3 is letting go of past baggage. Now, if you've been following along with me, you've heard me say, that mind, all it is just a recording and playback device. It's just a machine. It goes around all the time recording everything, and then it plays it back to you, whether you want to listen to it or not. And that mind, it's also creative. And you could totally see this play out in your relationships. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody, perhaps yourself, get out of a bad relationship, only to get into a new one, but you find that the new relationship is the exact same person as the old one, just with a different face. And you recreate the same relationship again and again and again. You experience the same arguments, the same troubles over and over and over. I wonder why. Maybe you have these old programs locked in your mind. You got to clean that stuff up. And here's the thing. Most of us, we don't like our past. We don't like those painful memories. We want to just brush them under the rug, pretend that they're not there. But that doesn't work. They stay with us. So you got to do something different. You got to welcome that stuff. You got to be loving to it. And loving to yourself and loving to your past and your past partners. And just keep loving until you get at peace with everything. This is how you create a clean slate. And isn't this the best way to start a new relationship? Or create the perfect relationship in the one that you're already in right now. Create a clean slate right here, right now. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Guess what? There's no such thing as the past. Clean it up. And it all starts right now. And you can have exactly what you want right now. So you've got to clean up that past, one way or the other. Now, number 4, and this is really key, so pay attention to this. Feeling whole and complete in yourself, even before you get into a relationship. This is huge. And it's also another big mistake that really we're all making, that we really don't own up to. Looking for happiness in somebody else. See, the problem is that if they fail to live up to that expectation of ours, or if they're just a wonderful person, but they're not around all the time, they're not around, they go away, then we're left feeling miserable, empty, lonely, lacking, and needy. So as long as you're looking for somebody to make you happy, you're coming from a place of neediness. Now, do you want to be in a relationship with someone who's needy? No, that's no fun. And here's the thing, this is what it looks like. See, I want you to make me happy. No, I want you to make me happy. And see, we're pulling at each other in opposite directions. Now, instead, what if you can, instead of coming from a place of taking from the other one, you show up in the relationship already whole, confident, and complete in loving yourself. Now you're giving to the relationship. And this is what it looks like. See, you're giving, and your partner is giving, and you both are giving into the relationship. Now, which of these would you prefer? It's much nicer to be in this place of givingness. This is where the real love flows. Now, finally, number 5, having a higher purpose in your relationship. And this relates to the very first point, having the purpose to begin with. But what I mean by having a higher purpose is wanting freedom for your partner. And what this is an attitude of, I want you to have freedom. I want you to have happiness, even if I cannot give it to you. Right? I want you to be happy, and I want you to have what you want, even if I'm not the one to give it to you. See, that's really wanting the other one to have real freedom. Now, otherwise, the relationship is a mechanism of enslavement, both for you and your partner. You're keeping each other bound to this world with its problems, its limitations, its miseries. Whereas wanting freedom for the other lifts them up and it lifts you up. And now you're in a truly mutual relationship where you can help each other go for the total freedom, love, and imperturbability that we're all looking for. Now, to be fair, you don't have to do this. Like, if your purpose to be in a relationship is purely for sex, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if your purpose is to have a big family, that's fine too. But see, all of these things, these, well, I call them lower purposes, they're in the world. And just like anything in the world, it must end at some point. And that's fine as long as you're aware and you're okay with that. But most of us are unconscious about it. But here's the thing. If your purpose in the relationship is to really free yourself and your partner, this is the greatest relationship ever, of true mutuality, true partnership, and rising each other up to be gods, to be unlimited, to be of our true nature. And relationships can really foster this growth if we use it with this attitude. So this is really, really important. And I invite you to take a serious look at this. Now, if you practice these 5 principles here, I guarantee you're going to have great relationships. And you'll manifest the absolute perfect partner for you. Whether it's someone you're with right now or having someone show up in your life unexpectedly. And these 5 principles are exactly what we're going to cover, plus a whole lot more, on the new Conscious Couples Relationships course, the new 6-week course, where we uncover the truth about ourselves and our connection with our partners and with the whole world. And ultimately, we dissolve our little egoic self and live in a place of true openness, love, and freedom. This is perhaps one of the most powerful courses that I've ever developed here. I'm really looking forward to this. So click the link below and check this out. You're really going to love this. And you can sign up right now for one simple payment, or you can break it into 3 small payments. Either way, it's your choice. But either way, click below and sign up today, because this course is going to help you master your happiness and master your freedom. So join me and be a true master.